What's going on, people? It's your man, the YB, back once again. Big shout out to my doggy. Sorry, I'm laughing at this face off, man. Dave Allen dragged this guy, man. He dragged him. But yeah, shout out to my doggy Martin Skirsis for coming from boosting up the koi. But oh man, Fisher got. Listen, it's not going to mean nothing probably. No, the fight's going to be the fight. It will mean something if Dave Allen wins, but if he doesn't win, it's not going to mean nothing. But still, man, Allen's got. It's crazy as well. You think? Oh, I tell you, like, I was about to say, oh, the Essex boys are supposed to have kind of chat, but the Essex chat is like tacky chat, isn't it? It's like Essex chat is, oh, I've got a moody Burberry cap on, so it makes me hard. The Northerner chat is more, I don't know. In general, I think the Northerner chat's more. It's more wholesome. Whether it's going to mean anything, it's a bit like Liam Cameron. Liam Cameron had better chat than Whittaker. I think they're both Northerners, but you get the point I'm making, man. Whittaker's more of a... He comes across more of a Southerner, right? Oh, I got the bling, I got the tea, look at the grill, yo. So, anyway, let's get to it then. Dave Allen, yeah, he's just kind of sunning him. That's the best way I'd describe it. Suns him off. He's like, yeah, listen, man. In a few years, you're going to be really good. But now... Great, here we go anyway. I've talked too much. Bosh!
I think I've got a great few years coming up. In the rematch, I think...
Wait a minute, have I sped it up? Nope. I haven't sped it up. It should be alright.
Fortunate and grateful. I think I've got a great few years coming up. In the rematch, I think I beat you. Yeah. But you've got so much more to come. You can be so much better. If this fight was in 2 or 3 years' time, you probably develop past me. But at the time the rematch is happening...
I think the fight that we just had, I've sparred a few times since then, and I just feel different now, because everyone's saying I'm an experience. After that 10 rounds, it was a tough fight. I've got some experience now.
I told you at the start of the 10th round, I got hold of you, I said, you done fucking well.
Yeah.
I thought fair play, you got through it, it was hard. But one training camp...
Like, imagine that. There is someone, Dave Allen said, at the end of the 10th round, I got older and said, I get older you and say you've done well. Like, I don't know, man. We're going to find out how much. Fisher's not a punk, to be fair to him. Yeah, I got to give him credit. So far from what we've seen, he's not the most talented, but he's not a complete punk, if that makes sense. He didn't just cack his pants. And really, when you think about obviously different levels, to be fair. AJ would never had these problems with Dave Allen. But where the problems come are almost irrelevant. We saw when AJ got popped by Ruiz, he was on skates and didn't really want to know anything about it in the first fight, or the rest of the first fight after he got knocked down, and the second fight. We'll find out now what Fisher's made of, yeah? And Dave Allen has made references already. Don't run. No, I get it. Strategically, Fisher's got the best chance if he runs, but in a way, I don't rate that. Why? Fisher came up on punching at poor Alan the Cabbage Babbage, yeah, who's like a light heavyweight, if we're honest. If the Cabbage Babbage, yeah, wasn't soft, he'd be a light heavy. He's not even a cruiserweight. He's a light heavy man. He's not big at all. His shoulders are quite narrow. He's a light heavyweight. He'd be a solid light heavyweight. Fisher goes in there, steamrolls him, bash, bash. So he can't do that now. Same with AJ, I said the same thing. You can't be a bully your whole career. Yeah, beating up on people, the Cabbage Babbage, well documented, man. His head, he had Alan the Cabbage Babbage, yeah. His best rounds were in Dillian White's gym. Dillian White, in his prime, was knocking lumps out of Alan the Cabbage Babbage. That's where his best life was spent. It's apparent at this point. You can't do that, man. You can't storm forward on everyone. And it's not even like you've got to listen. Oh, listen, man. My name's Johnny Bash Fisher. And we got carried away. We beat Cabbage. And then we ran into Ajit Caballero, for example. We thought we were too good and we ran into him. And now we've got to take a step back. Yeah? Dave Allen, is he fit? We don't know. Is he serious? We don't know. Dave Price was washed up. He had to go on Dave Allen. Who else we got? Lemroy Thomas. I mean, you can just pick them out. There's a whole bag of man who aren't the top level, who should be able to handle Dave Allen doing what they do best. So if Fisher comes into this fight like AJ versus Ruiz 2, I think he'll win if he comes in like that. But he's not what are you telling me? Fisher's. I mean, I think Fisher's British level anyway, and he's said that himself. But still, I don't think his edge is in boxing. Who do you think he's going to box up? You know what I mean? Going forward, who's he going to box up? You think he's going to box a Talma up? I don't even think he'd deal with a Talma and a tear up. But if you had to pick, how does Johnny Fisher beat a Talma? It's in a tear up. He goes right in there, sticks it on him, and hopes that he clips something. If he goes in there, he's way too slow. Talma will piece him up. Yeah, like that big stiff New Zealand idiot. Come in there like this tall trying to box. Talma will take your head off. And that's the part. I think, if anything, Fisher probably is. Then again, he went in there with Dave Allen. Dave Allen's durable, though. Even Luis Ortiz couldn't put Dave Allen out. He got finished on his feet. But still, if you can't repeat, if you can't be what your identity's been this whole time, I'm going to change my identity now because I couldn't get through Dave Allen. It's like, really? How far that's going to take you? And it will show in this fight. If he comes in there and he's boxing super tight, he'll probably beat Dave if Dave isn't fit and or if Dave doesn't turn up, which is highly likely. But what will it mean going forward? Who wants to watch Johnny Fisher beat people on points? Don't get me wrong, there'll be a whole bunch of cuckolded Essex man who want to watch that rubbish, but that's dead. Yeah? Treat Dave Allen like you did the Cabbage Babbage. That's what you should do. Or go out on your shield and find out, you know what, people? I died. I went out on my back, true to myself. I didn't, I'll punch up the Cabbage Babbage in one round and be really hard. Saying, at that time, yeah, Eggy Hearns was coming out saying, he was calling out some mad names. I'm trying to think now. He was literally calling out mad names. Definitely Talma is in there. But there was other established names. Eddie Hearn was saying, I don't think they're ready for, I think it might have been Dubois. I don't know who was someone crazy. He was, I don't think they're ready for the Bosh. How ridiculous, man. That's crazy. Anyway, let's carry on.
It will not be enough.
No, not the training camp.
The training camp, the fight, just had...
I can't hear it, man. It's not loud enough. Let me change the 155 we need to go to. I don't know what it's not loud for. Come on, man.
I'm Johnny Fisher.
That's better.
I'm Dave Allen.
And welcome
To Cards on the Table. It will not be
Fine.
enough. It will not. It will not be enough.
No, not the training.
But one all of it, I said you done fucking well.
Yeah.
I thought fair play, you got through it. It was hard. But one training camp, it will not be enough.
No, not the training camp.
The training camp, the fight you've just had, it will not be
Fine.
enough. It will not be enough.
It will.
I will improve more from the first fight than yourself.
It will not be enough. Johnny Fisher's sitting there, yeah. And this does... is it reminiscent of Whittaker versus Cameron? I'm not sure, but... Johnny Fisher's sitting there saying, yeah, you know what, Dave, like, I've really learnt a lot from the first fight, and you know, I've learnt a lot from training. Dave Allen just tells him, mate, I appreciate you've learnt a lot, but it won't be enough. I'm just buoying him off, man. And then Johnny's like, it will. Oh, man. Again, I hope it, listen, I've got some coins on Dave to win. Am I holding my breath? I'm not. Will I be sad if Dave doesn't win? I'd be sad if Dave turned up and I knew he'd trained really hard since Christmas. A bit like Liam Cameron, really. Although that fight, again, how that ended, Liam Cameron didn't kick up a stink. There could have been a trilogy there. So he went out sad. I'm not really backing him either. But if Liam Cameron had got that moody stoppage in the rematch and then complained, I'd have been saying I felt a bit sorry for him because Liam Cameron was serious. He was in the gym immediately after the fight. But Dave Allen, it's hard to feel sorry for him when you don't really know what he's doing or how much he really wants it himself. I feel sorry for people who really want it and just couldn't do it, kind of thing. But still, I can't really say my heart's with Dave. I don't feel like he's given enough for me to feel invested in that sense. But I'd like Dave to win. I like backing underdog. Not that he's a deserving one. Anyway.
I will improve more from the first fight than yourself.
Who does the immediate rematch benefit more?
Oh, me for definite. If I get any older, we're struggling, to be honest.
And you can't. It's one of them ones.
It's an easy one to answer. It suits me more.
I don't want to wait.
I'm not saying you can't win it, and I give you a lot of credit for taking it, as does everyone else. I thought you'd go another way. I actually advised you to go a different way. I thought you would. I thought you should. The immediate rematch can only favour me, as the old.
And it's a sun-in. Sun-in's the only way you can sum this up. Yeah, like I told you in the 10th round, you did well, kid. And he's saying here, I told you probably shouldn't do this rematch. I think it's too soon for you. And this was the build-up from the first fight as well. What we don't know is, unfortunately, if I knew Dave Allen, and some people are saying, oh, he's playing 5-dimensional chess, and actually he has been doing it properly. If you look at Dave's career, man, he gets a good win. He got the Lucas Brown win, and he fell off. Every time, I think he fell off after the Lucas Brown win and stunk the place out and didn't train for Leroy Thomas. Going into the Dave Price fight, that was supposed to be a big one, and he sold me on that as well. He was saying, I'm better than ever. Or was the David Price fight after Lucas Brown? It was one of them kind of ones. Leroy Thomas was a flop. That had a good build-up. I think he KO'd Nick Webb and then was supposed to fight Leroy Thomas. I'm getting the dates mixed around, but it's something like that. He has one good win against Nick Webb, knocks him out, and then he fights Leroy Thomas and stinks the place out. He has one good win against Lucas Brown and then stinks the place out against Dave Allen. Sorry, against Dave Price. It's like this. He does one good one, and then it goes to his head, and he thinks, yeah, I knew I had it. As if, I don't know, man. I hope I'm wrong. I hope he's been playing possum and playing 5-dimensional chess, man. But again, this what I've heard. This guy sounds like he's always sounded like. Although normally, actually, one thing I'll give him credit for, given how negative he's been, there are two factors here that lean in Dave's favour. We haven't seen him on a run, I don't believe, since he's had kids. His last run was when? That must have been the David Price fight, which was, 5 years ago or something? He didn't have kids then. That's a possible factor which may have made the shift in his brain. Secondly, the potential positive is he has been telling us how bad it is this time, which implies it might be the okie dokie. It might be, oh, tell him this, but I'm really doing that. Oh, Eggy Hearn and Johnny Fisher will expect me to be doing nothing. I'm going to shock them. And the reason I say that is, before the Dave Price fight, it came out after he did about 2 weeks training. But before that fight, he was talking the most. Yeah, I took that momentum. I haven't left the gym. So again, it's trying to what's going on in his head. I mean, if I had to bet, I'd say he's actually telling the truth. He's just lazy. If I had to bet, but who knows, man? Hopefully, I'm wrong. I'd like to see Dave win. I would.
Older man, the sooner the better. Why won't you lose?
I don't want to lose. I just don't. I haven't lost yet. I know it was a close fight. I know it could have gone either way, but I still won, and I want to keep the winning streak going.
I just think it doesn't come down to wanting it. It's not about wanting it. I'm just better than you. I genuinely believe that, and I think...
Why didn't you finish me off last time?
I couldn't. I was knackered. I started the camp 21 and a half stone. I was in fat camp for 6 weeks. That's the interesting thing, because I'm just so much better. You will have improved because you had no experience.
Dave saying, oh, I had a fat camp last time, and this time, I don't know about this time. He sounds like, if we believe what he's telling us, he had another fat camp because he's put weight on. I don't know, man. With this guy, I'm hoping. Well, no, to be fair, the scale should be quite revealing. Yeah, if he comes in heavier, then we know he's definitely done less. I think that would be fair to say. There's no strategic reason. Because Dave, after the first fight, said, oh, I wasn't even fit. I was 30 stone before this fight, and now I'm going to build off it. So if he comes in heavier than the first fight, we'll know that was never his intention at the end of the first fight. At the end of the first fight, he wanted to lose weight, fact. And then, from what we've heard, he's kind of walked it back. Oh, well, actually, I want to be a bit of warthog. I want to be powerful. I want to be, warthog, bosh. I think the scales will be, or maybe I'll save my bets. I've got someone already, but maybe I'll say, if he comes in light, I'm going big. If he's lost like 10 pounds, I'll go big. I think, you know what? That's something we wasn't expecting. If he comes in heavier, though, don't hold your breath, people, I'm afraid. Oh no.
I couldn't. I was knackered. I started the camp 21 and a half stone. I was in fat camp for 6 weeks. That's the interesting thing, because I'm just so much better. You will have improved because you had no experience. You didn't really have any business boxing me the first time. Never mind the second time. It's not that I can't lose. I've lost 7 times. Losing isn't really an issue to me, hence the no pressure. But I don't feel like I will lose because my boxing ability is just night and day different, and the time you've had in between, it just isn't enough in my opinion.
So again, this is the fallacy of Dave Allen. His boxing ability probably is better, but you can be the best boxer you want in a 10 round, whatever it is, 10 or 12 rounds. When you start getting up there, if this was a 3-round fight, to be fair, I'd still back Johnny Fisher. I think he's more explosive. But Dave convinces himself, I'm the better boxer than him, which might be true. But rather than taking that and saying, I'm the better boxer, and I'm going to take that better boxing and put a whole bunch of fuel in the tank to express that. You can't express how much of a better boxer you are if you're puffing. Like you saw in the first fight. Really, that was the best Dave could have hoped for. Yeah? Best he could have hoped for. Fisher blew his load. Dave old-manned him. Apparently Dave Allen said in his ear, he whispered, they were in a clinch and Dave Allen said break in his ear. The referee didn't say it. He said break. And at that point, Fisher disengages and bosh, he hit him. So Fisher's already said he ain't going to get caught out again. So Dave had his best chance and he said himself a minute ago, I couldn't finish her because I was knackered. If the point is, people, if Dave Allen comes in there in as bad as or worse shape, forget about it, man. He's going to be running. I think Fisher's going to be running. And Dave's even... The sad thing is, Dave's even admitted it. He said, I hope Johnny comes to fight, because if he don't, it's going to be hard. I'm thinking, be fit and chase him around the ring. Like Hagler did with Hearns. Got on him. Now, Dave's never going to be no Hagler. But Chisora, look at you. Usyk's got a much better feet than, than Fisher. Chisora came right out and had a go. And he was competitive in them. I think I had him winning at least 3 of the first 6. Oops. Against Usyk. But Dave don't want to... I don't know, man. I don't know. Chisora isn't even known for his cardio like that. He wants to fight. If Dave Allen had a full gas tank and wanted to fight, I don't see what Fisher does. He can't punch. Fisher can't punch. Punch for punch, he can't punch like that. Dave Allen would tell you. Because Ortiz, he said, he can punch. He can really punch. He didn't say that about Fisher. So Fisher can't punch like that, man. Anyway.
I've lost 7 times. I can't sit here and tell you losing is not an option. I have sat on the stool twice. One of them, literally, if I'd have carried on, I probably wouldn't be sat here now. And the other one, I jacked because I just couldn't be arsed. I was fucked, and I thought, why am I going to get hammered at my age when I've got kids? So losing is an option. You will think differently. Because I remember being your age and thinking I was the hardest man in the world as well. But as
I
you
don't
get
think
older,
I'm the hardest man in the world.
No, but you have that mindset. I'm not going to lose. I'm going to sit on my stool. I'm never going to quit. I thought that. I said that all the time. I'll never quit. Never going to quit. And I did.
But quitting's not about being the hardest man in the world.
What I will tell you is this. Everyone has their limits. You can be as bad as you want. You can be the hardest man in the world. You can be the toughest. Because I'm an hard man.
You are.
But you have your limits. One day, you'll understand. I used to make comments, he quit, oh my God, he quit. Mate, I'm an idiot. And I say this as an older man with respect. You'll appreciate it one day, believe me. You'll go, fuck, I probably shouldn't say things like that.
So, Dave Allen brings it up, and this was mentioned in the press conference as well. Fisher said, you've quit before. And there is something, I'm trying to think now. I think I've got an example. There is something in this. We've had it with the whole, for example, the turkey curse. Prince Turkey halal shake, puts an event on, plans all these fights, and then Wilder gets popped, AJ gets popped, Ryan Garcia popped, Devin Haney stink the place out. So, when people say things, that's a bad example about Turkey actually. Let's talk more this way. Billy Joe Saunders versus Canelo. Go out on your back, brother. To Dubois. Yeah, Billy Joe Saunders was rinsing Dubois for quitting against Joe Joyce, and literally the same thing happened to him against Canelo. Yeah, now this is some hocus pocus I'm talking now, but there seems to be a trend of, there's other examples too that I can't think of. Look at Ryan Garcia with the left hook. Yeah, all you got to do is you got to put this on. Put your earphone, be on the phone. That's what Ryan Garcia was saying to Devin Haney. What happens? Yeah? Ryan Garcia was saying, you don't get caught with a left hook, look. The next thing you know, Rolly, doubles up and clips him with it. So, it's one of them, I'm not going to be, listen, this fight's, I don't know how it's going to play out. It's quite exciting, really, to be honest. I hope it's not a stinker though. I hope it's not AJ versus Ruiz too. That's the only risk here. But I think I'd like to think Fisher's got more about him than, at this level at least, than that AJ versus Ruiz two fight. But outside of that, I'd be lying to you if I said I'd be shocked if Fisher gets filled in. Yeah, gets filled in some capacity, has to quit. Then again, I think it's going to be hard for him to quit because Mark Tibbs is Fisher's trainer. Although Mark Tibbs, listen, he's a seasoned trainer. But he seems a little softer with Johnny. I don't know what it is. For example, in the build-up to this rematch, before it was scheduled, Mark Tibbs was like, oh, maybe we need one more, warm up in the middle. But then a few years ago, when Billy got his eye bust, he was like, come on. It wasn't Mark Tibbs who called the fight off. He almost refused. And there was a bit of a fallout after that between Billy and Mark Tibbs. It was Ben Davison I'm putting the towel in. So it's unlikely Mark Tibbs is going to throw the towel in, but I will not, you know what I mean? It kind of rhymes. If Fisher ends up quitting or something like that, he ends up getting stopped on his feet and it's a bit one of them, it will rhyme with what's been the narrative of this. Then again, maybe Dave will quit again, if I'm honest. I wouldn't put it past Dave again. He's already said I got kids now, and he's getting the bag and whatnot. Yeah.
I survived your best punch. Now what? Don't think it
I hit you with a left hook. It was a good shot. You took it, and then after that, I think the stink amount of punches.
Do you know what it is as well? I didn't see it.
You switched off, and I hit with a left hook. You did well to get up. I don't think either of us hit each other with the best shots. If you switch me lights off, you switch me lights off. But if I've got any say in it, so the body shots were good. I thought you did some amazing things for your experience. I thought this is great. I thought
it was a good fight.
I was talking you through the fight all the way through. I was talking you through it. Is the man in front of me any good at boxing?
Did you hear that? Oh, I was talking you through the fight. I was talking you through the fight. That was crazy, man. These are the bars. I like these bars, man. I like these bars. Honestly, the only thing I'd add is I think the problem with Dave is I don't think he's probably not confident. If Dave was fit and confident, yeah, I'd like to see him. Maybe he will actually. Maybe I'm jumping the gun, but I'd like to see him expand. Like, listen, bro, I talked you through the first one. Yeah, I'm not even sure what I'd say now. Forget about it. But you know what I mean? He's not really. I talked you through the first one. Let me think. I talked you through the first. That's a violation. I was walking you through it, man. You should have said he carried him. I carried you through the first fight. That would have been a good way to spin it, yeah? So listen, man, never mind I got tired. I didn't want that for you. Me and you were good friends. I wanted to introduce you to professional boxing, but I didn't want to finish your career before it started. I see a lot of potential in you. Carried you. You know I was carrying you in there. I had you on my back, man. I drug you to the finish line. That's for sure. That's why I backed off in the 10th. Yeah? I saw the way your legs was going. You didn't want no more. So I've carried you there on my back. You best believe it.
I think you're okay, to be honest. I think we are British title level around that.
That's
mix.
more than okay for me. Fucking hell.
That's okay. Okay, no, I say okay because we're talking boxing.
Yeah.
You're a great athlete.
Yeah.
Phenomenal athlete. Like you say, you're playing rugby. You're a good athlete. Good, fast, strong, powerful. Good. I would say great athlete. Okay, boxer. I'm a good athlete. Very good boxer.
I'd say, listen, man. You're a great rugby player and an okay boxer. Your rugby's very good, very strong, scrum. Top level, world level rugby player. Your boxing's okay. Bosh.
Very good.
I would say. I would say great athlete, okay boxer. I'm a good athlete, very good boxer.
Very good.
I would say. So I'm not having a dig at you.
I know.
You've had 12 amateur fights and how many pro fights? You can't be any good. You can't be any good. It's just impossible. I'm not even digging. People are watching this, looking at him digging away. I'm not
it's
digging.
Not a dig, no,
it's impossible to be any good.
But for me, a British title is an unbelievable achievement.
No, but what I'm saying is, if you were to win a British title tomorrow, it wouldn't be from your boxing ability, it'd be from being a good athlete and a good puncher.
But I'd still be the British heavyweight.
You'd still be the British champion, yeah. But that question was, are you a good boxer?
Yeah.
The question is, okay.
Yeah.
Oh
Were you at any point hurt in the first fight?
Yes. Yes, we know that.
Yeah.
For certain.
I would say in 32 pro fights, any time I box anyone remotely good, I've been hurt in every fight. You get hit, it's hard, it's 10-ounce gloves and your big lumps and...
You can punch, most heavyweights can punch.
it
Anyone
all
over
is,
14
yeah.
stone. Can I please do a impression of the man in front of me? I'm just from Doncaster, you know, I've got my made a set.
3.
Can I please give a detailed prediction of what I'd do to this man in the ring on May the 17th? Listen, I've never made predictions in any of my fights of whether it's going to be a knockout or round one. You have to be prepared for any eventuality, as you said. Boxing's a tough game, and you could hit me in round one, I could hit you in round one. It's all over, it's lights out.
It's just you made for me, to be honest. Because I know I'll draw you into a fight a little bit earlier this time. And...
you didn't throw any punches in the first round, really?
Yeah, I didn't
need to. Didn't
need to, yeah. Just have a little run.
And I'll probably throw a few too many, or I didn't throw enough.
But if you throw less punches, I'll get closer sooner.
Yeah, and if you throw
more, too many, you're going to be tired by the time I get to you.
But I might land one more, and they take an effect later in the fight.
The only problem is, as soon as you get into a fight with me, it's not that I'm harder than you or tougher. I'm just cleverer than you. You could win this fight easily. You could box my head off, like the first 2 rounds. You can't resist. And at the copper box, you will not resist.
Bowl that one in, but...
You will not resist.
If it lands in the right spot enough, or it lands in...
It won't land in
if
the
it
right
lands there
spot.
once, or if it lands in the sort of right spot a few times...
But what I'm saying to you is this. If you get into a fight with me, I'll beat you. Yeah. I'm just a better boxer than you.
You didn't beat me last time enough for to convince the judges.
This will be even more hectic than the first one.
That's good. It's going
to be good.
Yeah.
I want the third one.
We can have 5.
I want 10.
All right, so I think Dave's using a bit of reverse psychology there. He says, you could box my head off, but you won't be able to resist. And I think Dave needs to use... Dave knows what he's doing, but if I was training him, I'd say, you got to use the crowd as well. If he's boxing, if he's on the back foot like AJ versus Ruiz too, you got to look at the crowd and say, what's this guy doing? Put your thumb down, or I don't know, something, or talk in his ear, or you got to pull out all the stops. At the same time, he shouldn't really have, it's just a heavyweight game. Heavyweights aren't like Erislandy Lara. Name me a heavyweight like that. Maybe Usyk, again, 1 in a million, who can have the legs. Fisher's not no Usyk, man, or even close. Look at Sanchez. What happened when Caballero got on? Sanchez is probably, he's got better legs than Fisher, right? Frank, soft body Sanchez got better legs than Fisher. What happens when you stuck it on? What happened when Caballero was on his ass? He said Erislandy Lara, they're too big to be fleet-footed and out of the way for the whole fight. Their legs will give out. Never mind Johnny Fisher's. So Dave, I mean, his team know that Johnny has a good chance here. That Fisher's going to run. You just got to go on him. You just got to get on him and be fit enough. Like Caballero set the blueprint, really, for people who have slow feet, not massive one-punch power. I don't think Caballero's the quickest. I think he throws short shots, so you don't really... Caballero doesn't really dip and whip his left hook in. He's just pushing them out. I think Dave's the opposite. Dave, plods forward. He's more like Chisora, and he tries loading up, but you rarely catch people with them. Most trained professionals have eyes, and they can see them coming. And again, Fisher didn't see it coming. But the point is, at least there should be a variation here from Dave. Again, the Caballero blueprint. Stick your hands here and just plod on them. And obviously, it's easier said than done. I just hope Dave hasn't conceded. Oh, if he boxes, you know what Dave's like. If Dave gets into the fight and he realises, I'm going to have to chase this guy, he's lazy and or might not be fit enough, and he might think, I'll just lose on points. We've seen him do that before. We've seen Canelo do it, not necessarily lose on points, but just plod around. It could look like that, like Canelo versus Skull, but obviously Fisher landed more because Dave Allen's not Canelo kind of thing. I want to play the last bit before I go. There's one bit, I think it's here. We've heard it already, but this is the bit that made me laugh.
Listen, I've never made predictions in any of my fights of whether it's going to be a knockout or round one. You have to be prepared for any eventuality, as you said. Boxing's a tough game, and you could hit me in round one, I could hit you in round one. It's all over, it's lights out.
It's just you made for me, to be honest, because I know I'll draw you into a fight a little bit.
You're made for me, to be honest. I hope so, Dave. I really do. I think, honestly, at this point in time, for me, best Dave Allen does beat Johnny Fisher. The best Johnny Fisher versus the best Dave Allen at this point beat Dave. I've got Dave Allen all day and night. The question is, does a 50% Dave Allen beat the best Johnny Fisher? And for me, it's like 50-50. Bottom line. But this whole camp, it's over now. The camp's over. It's 5 days out. That's all done now. And Dave will only have himself. If Dave can win this, it's a good point. He says about we can do a trilogy. That's the bottom line here. Johnny won the first fight, even though it was fake news, but still he won the first fight. If Dave can pull this off, I believe he's getting somewhere like between 300 and half a million. That's 2 licks there. Look at Chris Eubank Jr., for example. And he was already paid. That's the crazy thing. Normally we see fighters who are hungry, who aren't paid yet. Dave, you're not paid yet, bro. Yeah, you're not. So if Chris Eubank Jr., weight drained, can give that kind of performance where he's having a go, that's how I want to see Dave Allen go out losing. If you know what I mean, if it's his time to lose. Go out like that. Don't go out just plodding and having your hands up and losing on points, man. You got to stick it on him. Look at Eubank honestly, I'm trying to think. In recent history, I can't remember a fighter as exhausted as Eubank who then come on to win. I can't even think of a fighter as exhausted as Eubank who lost, who's really pushed themselves to a loss like that. Or a win. What was the last dark guy you saw literally end of round 10 or 11? Eubank was almost falling through the ropes. I thought, the bell went. I think Ben landed some punches. It was messy. And then Eubank stumbles. And I thought, oh no, he's going down. And then the bell went or something like that. I thought, man, he's ready to go. Yeah? When was the last time you saw that? That's what you... Listen, he should be fit. But Eubank trains all the time. Sometimes you can be fit. Eubank will clearly fit. Whether it's rehydration or not. Your heart, no man can take that away from you. You could essentially... Listen. A man who's done no training but has a bunch of heart has an almost infinitely better chance of beating another man than a man who has no cardio and no heart. If you've got no cardio and no heart, you've got no chance. Seriously. Eubank showed that. No one can take your heart away from you. You can have nothing left and just have a go. And that's how, hopefully, Dave Allen's got a bunch. Hopefully he's got loads of gas to burn. But if he doesn't, you need this win, man. I mean, Eubank Jr., he's made at least $10 to $20 million in his career. He didn't really need to do it. I mean, even if he'd lost, he didn't need to do. He's still getting 10 mil from this fight, so he didn't need to do that. You need to do that, seriously, man. You need to cash out. This is your cash out fight, to be honest. Because after this, if you can get a trilogy out of this and make, especially if you win this rematch, and you go into a trilogy, the split will be probably 600 grand. So you're looking to clear $1 million for both these fights. At this level, imagine that. Imagine being able to make $1 million in a fight where you're the experienced favourite as such. Quite rare, really. Normally, to get in them kind of fights, you're going to have to be a big underdog or something like that, right? I don't know. Maybe Dave Allen would make 400 grand to fight Daniel Dubois, right? Or something like that. But you should be laughing. A fight you can actually win. Time will tell. Anyway, let me know your thoughts, people. Smash the like button, subscribe, like off the bell, 100%. There's no doubt about this. Some people stop it. Bosh.